So now let's have a look at a very important and somewhat complex metric. And for that, we're going to scroll over to the right on the Data 2 tab. And you'll notice that there's a table that explains to you truck capacity. So we're going to calculate percentage of our truck capacity or truck load capacity or maximum load capacity that we've actually utilized. Now, if we own trucks, we would like to use them as much as possible, but you'd be surprised how organizations like Canadian Tires have a lot of trucks, a lot of capacity, but it's underutilized for a number of reasons. So we're going to use this table in our calculations, and you can actually copy and paste it as well. So first of all, take a look. If you're a class 1 truck, then you are able to carry 2,000 pounds maximum per trip, and the maximum number of trips that we've calculated is 3. So we're not really going to load a truck up for more than 3 trips. And remember, our factory is in a location that is far away from our customers, so 3 trips might make sense. You might be close to your customers and have 20, 30 trips a day. And of course, our drivers really should be driving 10 to 12 hours a day maximum. So if you're a very large truck, number 4, you'll be carrying 50,000 pounds at a time, but we only allow 1 trip per day. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste this after I create a pivot table. So let's do a fresh pivot table. Insert pivot table, OK. And I'm going to go back to data 2, copy that table, Control C, go back to sheet 13 or whatever number your sheet is, and just paste it down here. So I have it for reference, okay? So what I'd like to do in my pivot table is take a look at all the trucks that I own and what class they are. So I can actually put that in here. And we're going to get rid of all the blanks because blanks are not our trucks. That's just orders where we use a common carrier. There's no truck number. And you'll see all the different classes and the actual trucks. Now you could move truck down and see it by class, which might be a little bit more appropriate for you. So let's try this. If we have a truck 4301 that is class 1, let's just go over to the side and do a simple calculation. Let's see. So class 1 truck has, if we just look at our table, 2,000 pound capacity and 3 trips per day total. So we have 2 trucks that are class 1, so that will be 2 times 2,000 pounds, and they can make 3 trips per day. So all of my class 1 trucks total can make 12,000 pound shipments per day. That's a maximum load capacity. I don't think we're using anywhere near that, right? So class 2, let's take a look at our table. Class 2 is 10,000 pounds at 2 trips maximum. So let's look at that. There are 3 trucks. So 3 times 10,000 times 2 trips. So our maximum capacity is 60,000 pounds there. And class 3 would be 26,000 pounds at 1 shipment. And that was an easy one. So 2 trucks at 26,000. And again, there's nothing wrong with just counting that there are 2 trucks there. You might want to use some sort of if statements or something different if you have hundreds or thousands of values that you're looking up. So we have 1 truck at class 4, and that's 50,000 pounds. And we can just type that in, 50,000 pounds. So take a look. Let's do a sum if you like. This is my total capacity for my entire fleet. So I have a fleet of 8 trucks. So we're able to ship 174,000 pounds per day. And that's not even suggesting that we would ship that much. I mean, quite often a company buys a lot of trucks. They have them ready for emergencies, but we don't actually use them, or sometimes customers prefer their own trucks or common carriers. But if our factory were to produce 174,000 pounds of product a day, we have the capability of shipping it quite readily. Now, that's only for 1 day. Let's find out how much it will be for, let's say, a week, which would be times 5 days if we operate on a 5-day schedule, or by a month, or by quarters, but we're going to do it by year. And for that, you need to know how many days a year we actually operate. So let's just assume our company runs 5 days a week. We don't make shipments on Saturday, Sunday. So that's roughly 260 days a year. And let's say we're also shut down on statutory holidays and the odd day here and there, warehouse cleanup days. Let's leave it at 250 days per year. So I'm going to take this number, which represents 1 day, and multiply it by 250. So I just made up that number 250. It is a realistic number. And my total capacity is 43,500,000 pounds. So now, how many actual pounds did we ship? Let's take a look. I'm going to simply take gross weight, which is a total of all the pounds that were shipped throughout the year for all orders. I'm going to put that in values, and I just want to see this number down here. So let's take a look. Okay, it's quite a large number. It says that all of my shipments made using my trucks were 5.874 million pounds. So let's take a look. B16 divided by your total capacity, and we're utilizing about 13.51%. I'll just leave it at 13.5% of our capacity. And it makes sense. I mean, you can't expect that a truck is operating every minute it can possibly operate. Sometimes trucks just sit idle. I believe that number is somewhat low. We're underutilizing our fleet. We can match that up against industry and also our own history.